Hey guys, this is Andy McCain with CrossFit Garage, where intensity is king and routine is your enemy, and this is a video about your fall lineup. So you can read below, but some of you guys don't like to read and you like to hear the extra input, so I'm going to give you as much as I can. Josh and I are actually meeting this week to make some finalizations, but here we go. We have way more classes than any other gym, and that will continue, and we will try to add classes where it makes sense. If you go to our class schedule, you can flip through the tabs right here and see everything. We'll always focus on CrossFit, but we love to throw in there things like Olympic lifting and boot camp. Also, you'll note the new member sessions are here. So one thing that will be changing in the schedule is that we will be adding back a 9:30 a.m. CrossFit class to coincide to go right before Olympic lifting. That way they don't overlap anymore. If we need more than one class, we'll talk about that as we see the attendance. The summer has thrown us into a crazy bit where I think last weekend we had 30 people at a Saturday class where we were having very few. So anyway, we'll bring that back on the 4th, and the coaches will be rotating. Currently, we're still looking to be closed on Sunday, but that may change. Also, Josh is going to add some new responsibilities to his role, and we'll be dropping a couple classes, so you'll be seeing him do a couple other things. We are also going to introduce on the 23rd a new member class at 7 p.m. So we'll have a 7 and 8 p.m. So, and then also, let me just go ahead and say this. The 9:30 new member class will move to 10:30. The reason for this is typically since we are aiming people to these classes, these two classes are getting pretty loaded. And when folks are done being kind of new, they're still staying in that class, which is fine. It's just that those two classes are getting pretty crowded, and we suspect in the fall that'll continue. So we are going to add an option for the PM, 7 o'clock, continuing the 8 o'clock, and we're going to move the 9:30 to new member class to 10:30. This really doesn't affect most of all you guys, but just want to let you know what will be happening and why, mostly due to member crowding. Also, we will take let's see, let me go back to CrossFit here. If you notice, everything starts at the 15. We have a 15-minute gap right here to allow us to work with people as they come in, walk around the gym. Just basically makes it a whole lot easier. So we will move the 9:30 class to 9:15, and we will most likely adjust these two class times, or maybe all of them, so we can get a 15-minute gap in there. It really helps reset the class and helps new people kind of get funneled in. So we'll see. That's still in the drawing table, but the reason for that is, again, just it makes it a whole lot easier for the coaches, especially if they're a solo coach for whatever reason, to work with new folks, as well as give us a buffer between classes so we're not just running one right into the other. So we like the idea of giving us a small space, not only for new member people, but between classes, so we're not saying, okay, roll out and do your own thing, and let's go over here and get everyone else started. That'll give us a little bit more opportunity to really finish a class and start another one up. So a couple other bits that I didn't say is in the new member class, these two classes will continue to have the same coaches with Jessica and Jordan. And then the 7 p.m. we're going to be adding Rachel, who you've been seeing shadowing. In addition, you've seen Tisha, possibly you've seen her out there shadowing. She is getting her level 1 this September, so we will start incorporating her into some more classes and Saturday classes and so forth. Also, Coach Aisha, who does all the Olympic lifting classes, is looking to get her level 1 as well. So we will have a lot of coaches to work with. My goal is to always give you guys as consistent coaching as I can. So as right now, we pretty much have a full-time morning person. Jamie then hits kind of a full/part-time midsection, and then Justin more in the full-time PM. So that's my goal, is to always have at least 2 to 3 full-time people, and then have a couple other folks on board that are interested, that are doing stuff to help you guys. So if you guys remember back to when you were brand new, the hardest part about CrossFit is stepping in the door and having these new member options where there's a second coach there willing to work with you. It does cost the gym, yes, that it is costly for us to do that, but I think it really lets people get a handhold of what's going on and ease their fears and help them stay into CrossFit. So as you've seen, we've grown a lot lately, and that's really due to you guys having a great community and the coaches doing their job. So as I mentioned with Josh, he'll be picking up some more roles, so you'll see some of this move over to his responsibility. talked about adding new member classes, and talked about level 1 search. So if you are interested in joining the CrossFit Garage team, two things you have to have really are this level 1 to get any sort of coaching on the floor, and 2 is your CPR. So look into those things. We aren't, or I like to pull from within, but we aren't actively looking for any new folks because we're pretty well filled up. But I don't like to say no to those that are interested. We'll come up with some way to work with you if that's something that we can handle and something that is on your plate. So always be looking for the team. And then in the fall, you will also see Coach Aisha launch another nutrition challenge. You can get there by going to nutrition and then in right here, nutrition challenge. And I'll edit this page as soon as I get the details from her. Coach Josh will also be hosting another Worldwide WOD Gym Resolutions. That'll happen either late December, right around New Year's, or early January, just depending on what these guys from the Garage Games. So yes, this used to be part of us. So a long, long time ago, we were huge into, the gym was huge into events. It became so much work that we split it off into its own company. And then about last year or two, we made the split official. So they are doing their own thing and we're doing our own thing. Also, I wanted to say that, again, you guys have done a great job of building community and the coaches working with you guys. So we are doing really well fiscally, or back on track anyway. So it is true. I try to get bathrooms and showers, or showers and a new bathroom suite set up, and I blew that big time. I prepaid the contractor who walked away, so I lost a bunch of money, so we will never go down that trail again. But yay! So I learned my lesson, and anyway, we've recovered from that. So actually, let me give you a quickie on gym stability. So we run this gym totally different than any other gym out there. The gym is totally paid for. We have no debt besides our rent. And pretty much everything right now gets paid to the coaches. I don't make anything on the gym. Not yet. I will someday. But, I'm the owner, and that's part of owning something is you're the last one. So anyway, with us moving up fiscally and being, just y'all doing just growing great, we are revisiting revisiting our class schedule. So that's why we're able to add another new member class, and then possibly some other stuff, so we'll see. And then additionally, we're going to look back at our gear list that we came up with a long time ago and see first we need to replace. I know some of the collars on the 25s get jacked, so we'll relook at those. We purchased some 10s and 15s a bit ago, so those should be good, but we'll look at some new gear. I doubt I'm going to be looking at getting a bunch of bikes, mostly because we have nowhere to store them. So I have to get rid of certain things, and I have to get a fleet of them. So it's hard to put 2 bikes into programming. It was easy back in the good old days when there was only 10 people at most ever coming to a class, or not even that. It was probably, anyway, it was a long time ago. We only had 2 rowers. But to have 2 bikes, it's just kind of clunky to get it in there. Like with the ropes, we say kind of just throw it in whenever, climbing up the ropes. And plus, not everyone can do that, but everyone can ride a bike. Though I've been doing a lot of research on bikes, and the Air Assault was the big bike of late, but our owners forum has been downing that one big time, and everyone's been selling them off. This next one is the Rogue Echo, and I think they got another one. I don't see it on here. But anyway, they've got a bike that looks like it's been holding up, and people have been smashing it and saying it's still, built really well and it's a beast. So if we do get a set of bikes or some bikes, it'll be in this fashion, but as you can see, they're kind of pricey. It all comes down to storage. So the gym is only so big, I have to put things somewhere. So in the end, if we grow enough, I have it with the landlord that I would like one of the other units beside us if that ever came open. He was supposed to let us know that in the past, but he didn't, and he rented it off to somebody else. So I will reaffirm that with him, so that if we need to grow in space, I can push to the right or to the left and get us more space. So if we ever did that, what we would do is some sort of scenario where the Olympic lifting moved over there and warm-ups moved over to that side. So let me see if I can find a footprint here. Well, here's an outside view. So I hate that these trees have grown so big. They've given me permission to trim them down, so I'm going to wait till the leaves all fall off and go out there and hack them up. Well, hack them up nicely, but this guy right here, especially with the building in front of us, is going to kill us. Anyway, or it just keeps our sign visibility down. So it'd be this left side or right side. I was looking for something that would give me a heads up view, and maybe this is a, whoa. Well, this isn't what I wanted either. But anyway, we would do something like regular CrossFit workouts right here, warm up and such on this side and cool down, and then Olympic lifting here, and probably do something more where you spend time here, cycle through, and then you come back out so that we could potentially even have more classes. We'll see. So my goal is to always have enough classes that it's never, you don't have to schedule your life around the class, the CrossFit class. Rather, there's a class that fits your schedule, because life is crazy. It's, you know, can be whatever. We did try a 9 p.m. at one point, and that never really worked. But maybe we hit that again, or maybe we, you know, with a scenario like this, if we did grow and pick up that, we could do classes that overlap that simply rotate through the building. So anyway, here's a look at what we're kind of viewing, and more details will come out, but here's a long-winded video to show you what we got.